You are now tuned into the Sober Up podcast with your host, Antoine Osborne and Aaron Rodan. Time to sober up kings and queens. Let's get focused and get your mind right.
Church, need to go to church, cause I ain't living right.
Stay tuned in every Wednesday for a new episode to drop for your listening. Stay sober, family. All love and respect.
Yo.
I think y'all can. What's going on, guys? Ladies, it's Wednesday. Sober up. It's your boy A Black.
It's your boy Twan.
And we back again with another episode, season 2, episode 5. We still going in that same direction of what's your life like, you know what I mean? Like
taking action this season.
Taking action.
Yeah.
So today we're going to do something
action.
different. I believe in giving people their flowers. I believe that my guy right here, Twan Sharps, he's one of them ones. I feel like when it comes to doing things, he be on it. You know what I mean?
I be trying to be, man. I be trying to be.
I think he be on it, man. I think a lot
Still
of people,
always obstacles in the way, but I get it.
Right. I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, we can get anybody to come to the podcast, but I feel like we need to have your insight. We need to pick your brain. We need to feel what Twan be feeling when he's coming up with his ideals, when he came up with the ideal for this whole sober up thing you got going on, to the hoodies, to just that mindset. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I want to do a one-on-one with you.
All right.
You know what I mean? I feel like
I could dig it. He threw me off on this one. I didn't expect this one, guys.
Yeah, we didn't talk at all this week.
Nah.
I felt
it was
like
Thanksgiving week. But by the way, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Everybody spent time with their family. Love everybody.
Right.
That's a foremost number one priority of mine, is make sure we spend time with the family on Thanksgiving.
Facts.
So I hope everybody had a blessed one and everything. But yeah, let's get back into it.
Absolutely, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. I feel like God has given both of us favor.
100%.
You know what I mean? So like I said, I just wanted to celebrate. A lot of people don't like to celebrate other people's wins. Here at the Sober Up Podcast, we celebrate each other's wins.
It's a fact.
So I just wanted to celebrate you.
I appreciate that, bro.
My man Twan. So my first question is what and where does your ambition come from?
My ambition comes from I want to say, it's always been a thing for my family. I've always thought about like everything I do, and I'm working wise, trying to come up with different ideas. That ambition comes from my family and just being hungry. Always being hungry to do something different and to be better. Each year I look at like the past. I look at the past year like, damn, what can I do different? What can I do different?
Right.
And I start to do something different, and sometimes I take a lesson from it. Again, I don't say losses. Take a lesson from it, and then I move on. But my ambition comes from, honestly, my family, seeing that I want to be that leader, that inspiration to the family. Right. And the only way to do that is to lead with that integrity and that loyalty that I lead with. But the ambition comes from my family. They make me ambitious. If you want to put it, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, because I don't know. It sounds like we're saying your inspiration.
And that's what ambition is. Some people say money. Some people
look it up real quick, because just so I can say, I might be saying it wrong, because absolutely my inspiration comes from my family. But
so ambition is having or showing a strong desire or determination to succeed. So what's the thing that you look forward to helping you have that desire to stay focused on the Sober Up Podcast?
Yeah, okay. I guess it goes back to the inspiration thing, and that ambition comes from my family. I just want to be the light in my family, the one that I know that what I do is going to help, like, captivate my kids and my family to where they need to be. So that's my ambition. Is just, I've always wanted to do that. I don't even care about me being successful. I mean, when it comes down to it, I want to make sure they have at least a guideline of where you need to go,
Absolutely.
or the footsteps you need to take. So
Right.
I guess that was my ambition to in life, because that was the way. It wasn't about the podcast though. It was about in life, right?
Yeah.
And like, my ambition in life is that, like, my family, like that's what really grows. That's all I really. My family and the people around me. I always want to see them succeed. Like, I can succeed at anything I want to do, but it's no more. It's not. It feels way more better to make sure everybody else is good.
Right.
As long as I'm chilling, but everybody else is on that other level. That's where I like to be at.
Yeah, and that's why that's what I like about you. I know that when we were kids, you was always just trying to get ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, a lot of kids was getting high, smoking weed, drinking. You know what I mean? You was always working because you had graduated earlier than us, right? You graduated earlier than us. So
no, I got my GED.
Yeah, so you
got my GED at 17.
Right.
Yeah.
So while we were experiencing things, you was always working. So always trying to provide, and even have that mindset of
I was still smoking with y'all stuff though.
Yeah, but you wasn't around.
I wasn't, but I was playing the lone wolf a little bit though.
Right.
Yeah, I was trying to grind and get my money, and I always try to be in the mix with not everybody,
right.
Only certain people like you and maybe a handful of other people. I wasn't around a big crowd. I didn't like being around big crowds. I knew I had to go get that money. So, yeah, what was the question?
And so with that being said, has it been other things that you have tried, businesses? What's things that you have tried to kind of get you to this point of, because I believe that everything that you try builds you for who you are today.
Oh, 100%.
Like lesson, loss, whatever. You know what I mean?
It's a lesson. It's not a loss.
Well, you know what I mean? Well, in your words, it's a lesson. So the lessons that we come across.
When somebody say, "Oh, you just took an L." Oh, he just took a lesson.
Okay.
So yeah, when it comes to that, man, look, I've tried. Shoot, you know me, man. I've tried to dibble and dabble in a lot of different things. I remember one of the first business I tried to start. I can go back to.
Yeah, I mean, just give us a couple. Give us a couple.
Yeah, give you a story. I go back to when I was probably like 8 or 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was with my cousins on my dad's side, and I had built this imagination that we was going to start a mini trash truck business.
Okay,
mini, like not four wheels, but Power Wheels.
Okay,
I told them they lived in North Jersey. Well, kind of call like the Burlington County area north. It was mid Jersey still. I lived in like southern Jersey, almost near Delaware. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring these mini trash trucks up, and we're gonna have a business, and we're gonna be picking up all the cans and stuff around the neighborhood. Like, that was the first
business.
No, that wasn't the first. That was the first business that I told somebody, like, in the family about. Yeah, it was fake. Okay. I made it sound so believable. It was crazy. Like, they was thinking I was about to bring a truck, a fleet load of trash trucks up. But I believed in myself. I was trying to make it happen. I'm thinking, like, how can I turn a Power Wheel into a trash truck? Right. How can I do that? Right. And then we could pick up trash and we can make money. Right. Like, I've been doing that since then. Like, my thought process was there. Okay, I can remember at the age of 6, we lived down the street from my grandparents, and my mom worked for Avon for a little bit. She did a little Avon. Didn't do it long, but she still had these Avon bags left over, like little paper bags. And I was like, man, I know how to hustle. I dug up dirt in the backyard, literally dug up dirt in the backyard, put them in Avon bags. I had this little McDonald's stand that they used to sell back. I got one for Christmas like 2 years before. And I was selling dirt as topsoil from my backyard for $1. I made $50 off of it.
Did you?
Like, I was hustling dirt from the backyard out of Avon bags. I think they felt sorry for me. I mean, it is, but I was hustling it.
Right.
So when it goes down to it, and I think year after year, I've always been coming up with something.
And what's some recent stuff as far as like in the last 10 years? What's some ideals?
10 years, I want to say, exactly, probably about, what's that, 2023? Yeah, I thought I was going to start a cleaning business, and I spent my manager bonus money, and I bought me my wife Still not happy about it to this day. But she was supposed to work with me. We did start a business though. We did.
Okay.
It's still, you can look it up. It's TNT's Elite Cleaning Squad.
Okay.
But I bought me.
Shout out to TNT.
I bought me
Shop vac?
no, not a shop vac.
What?
A commercial carpet cleaner.
Okay, like a real
I did research, man. I was going in on the research like every day. Trish, my wife, was like, "Oh my gosh, he about to." Again, my bonus was like $9,000. I spent like $5,000 on this machine. I was ready to go in, cleaning houses, doing carpets and everything. Man, clean the first house. I ain't want to do that shit no more, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
So you just lost steam.
Yeah, literally lost steam, bro. It was like the thought process. I mean, we even in our apartment, we set the office up in a room. I had the office, had the whole desk. We was legit about to go in.
Right.
We did one house. Actually, we did two houses. By the time the second house, it's because I didn't have like the commercial big van machine.
Right.
I had this $4,000 machine, big as this desk that you had like carry up people's stairs and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. I'm only about 120 pounds, so this machine weighed just as actually probably more than me. And my wife was like, "Ninja, we ain't doing this."
Right.
So after that second house, it was like, yeah, nah, I wanted to fall back. We kept the name. She occasionally cleans houses and stuff and does that on the side, but nothing major I could do. I couldn't see myself doing it for forever unless I started to branch out and hire more people.
Right.
But I did barbering.
Okay.
I went to school for 2 years part-time for it because I was working full-time at Lowe's. Shout out to Lowe's because I did spend 18 years there.
Gotcha.
And 17 was a manager.
Okay.
But I did barber school. I had a plan. I wanted to finish barber school because my uncles were barbers. I knew a lot of barbers. I saw it was a lucrative business. I loved doing it at that time. And I had a dream. I was like, look, I'm going to gut out a shuttle bus. This was in 2017. Yeah, 2017.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm going to gut out a shuttle, those small shuttle bus, gut it out, put 3 chairs in there and do shuttle bus barbering throughout like colleges, businesses, corporations and stuff like that.
Mobile barbershop type doing?
A mobile barbershop. Like I had that. I had it mapped out, planned out. And then I had this experience in barber school that I just was like, yeah, I don't think I could do this no more.
Gotcha.
I still love cutting hair, but in barber school, there's certain hairs you got to cut and you can't really say no. You can, but I spent a lot of money on my equipment. And yeah.
So it seems like a lot of your stuff you put out, your money for your stuff, and then you
put out a lot of money.
Like things happen, or you come unmotivated. So
unmotivated.
So my question is, what motivated you to push and do the podcast? For the people out there who don't know, we had Janai come on, and she said, just to start. So what was your motivational push that you had that keeps you going? Because we're on our 15th week.
15 weeks. It's been the most consistent I've been in my life, for real.
So
straight consistency that we do it, regardless, sick, weather.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. Even if it's a 3-foot storm, if we do it via phone or whatever, we still gonna drop the podcast.
Right.
But my motivation from that to keep going with this was just at this point, man. Look, I realize I'm getting a little bit older. Mm-hmm. And just investing money in certain things all the time is not enough.
Right.
Like, you really got to put the work in. Like, I was putting the work in other things, but I kind of just I let it slide. I didn't give it my all. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't make it a non-negotiable. I didn't say just start and press play and there's no pause, there's no rewind, there's just go. And that's what I think we're doing now. And regardless of the fact that, hey, man, we may sit up here weeks in and weeks out, literally, because it's been 15 weeks. And sometimes we're like, what are we going to talk about this week, man? What are we going to... But we always get somewhere because the intention behind it, it's we're doing things intentional about this. And I think that's the thing that really helps me push towards the Sober Up podcast, and the Sober Up podcast was inspiration from me just saying, hey, you know what? Alcohol is like really a beast against me, and I was doing alcohol every day. Yeah, you gotta tame that joint down. You gotta get a sober up mindset. And with that saying that, I have to be consistent with it.
Right.
And that's our motto on the Sober Up podcast: is consistency breeds success. And at 39, and saying that, and all the other things, tasks and things I jumped into, I had no choice but to make it a non-negotiable to keep this consistent, and I love doing it. I mean, it could be days where like, man, what's happening? But it doesn't matter, man. I love doing this. So
facts, and I love doing it too, and I appreciate you, for even thinking about me when it comes to
absolutely
having this, this body of work, because I feel like with these last 15 weeks I've learned a lot about myself, but I know we're a good team.
Yeah, 100%, man. We've always been, man.
I feel like we definitely
always been.
We the young guns to this. So with that being said, to you, how do you define success?
Whew, that's a super question. I saw that question. I want to say I saw that question in some book I was reading. Like, and then it hit me hard. Like, you're saying, how do I define success as myself?
Yeah,
like what does success look like to me?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, it's a great question.
It's about you, it ain't about nobody else.
It's a great question. Like, what does success look like to me? Success looks like to me, and this is just me, is me continue to do the same thing consistently, but the people around me, especially my kids, seeing it and taking that same ingredient and doing it what they're doing. That's what success. The money's gonna come regardless, man. Money's there, money's not. Money's there, money's not. But that time that you see that you invested in something, and then you see it growing like that seed you sow, and you see it sprouting in my kids, and the people around me, that's what I define success to me. Okay. Like, I know I'm going to always be able to work and maintain and provide and protect my family. That's my man job. Mm-hmm. Always going to be able to do that.
Right.
Can't hold me for that. That's just a non-negotiable in my arsenal. It's always been set there since I was a youngin'. But success is where I see my kids and the people around me taking some of the nuggets or seeds I have sowed in them, start sprouting. Like, that defines success for me. Okay. I don't care about the cars, the clothes, the money, whatever they said in that Drake and what's his name song. I want the money. Trey Songz. You know what I'm talking about. You know what song I'm talking about.
I think so.
And all the whatever. That song.
Right.
What defines success for me is seeing the seeds that I sowed sprout. That defines success for me.
Now, what does it take to be successful?
What does it take to be successful? Again, like you said, what it takes to be successful is not going to be in everybody doesn't have the same arsenal, but I can give you the success that I've seen so far has come from consistency, man. Like, say that question one more time, though.
What does it take to be successful?
What does it take to be successful again? Everybody has their different modes and means of how they get to successful. My modes and means of getting to be successful is sticking to, for one, what you know, always learning, always investing, and loving yourself.
Gotcha.
I mean, that there's a couple of great, man, I can go on for days on the different things, but it's the things that people stick to and are stuck in their arsenal that they can go, and they still got that clip. Mm-hmm. If you don't got it in your clip, then don't talk about it. But everything I talk about, I got in my clip. It's been loaded. Right. But yeah, that's what I think. Not everybody has the same thing, and that's to each his own. Right. And I love everybody for that. We wouldn't be who we are if we all had the same arsenal how to be successful, or the means and the vehicle to get there. I got a different vehicle, so.
Facts. Yeah. So with that being said, is there any habits or routines you've developed to help yourself reach your goals?
Yeah. See, a lot of people wake up by alarm. Do you wake up by alarm?
No.
I don't, no, me neither.
I just wake up.
And my body it's just a natural. I had a couple instances that I didn't wake up by alarm.
Right.
You know what I mean, three times
Okay.
out of almost 40 years in life.
Okay.
Well, I can't remember the other day, the younger days, which we can't remember.
Right.
But yeah, my daily routine, honestly, for success is you gotta have gratitude, man. One of the biggest things that people don't understand, like, you gotta put that, honestly, I think first before you wake up, is showing gratitude to God, to the people around you, to where you're at. Like, you have to show gratitude.
Right.
Like, that is definitely a routine in my arsenal. When I'm waking up, I'm all, whew, thank God I woke up. Like,
Right.
people, oh, why you smile every day? Why you always happy?
Right.
I woke up, bro. Like, that's real. Like,
Right.
showing gratitude. That's definitely number one. The second thing was, I mean, I put God and my family first.
Right.
And the way I say it like that, I put God first because I know God is, I mean, obviously, He is Him.
Mhm.
He is Him and all knowing, and He knows what's about to happen. He is Him.
Right.
But my family, if it wasn't for my family, my routine, I put my family in my routine, meaning I make sure they good. You know
Right.
what I mean? I make sure everything's good. My wife holds everything down at home. Like, you could never have a better significant other than my wife, because at home,
Shout to Trish.
she kills it. Like slays it.
Okay.
She might hit me in the face with that, how she kills it every time, but I respect that because she does.
Right.
And she deserved that respect because I go provide and protect for my family, but then she holds everything else down.
Right.
Like, she holds everything down so much that I get allowance out of my paycheck.
Gotcha.
Like, I let her run, and she runs the show pretty good.
Good.
I mean, she's the coach, I'm the judge. I mean, as a parent, and this is what routine, as a parents, you can't be both coaches. You can't be both judges. One has to be the other.
Okay.
She plays in line with all of the kids most of the time. I do too. I coach the kids, but there also has to be that. What do we do? Like, there has to be the judge, the final say. So my routine, don't have a big routine. Gratitude, God, family. And this is a daily thing.
Right.
I don't know if you want to call that a routine though. Is that a routine, or is that just?
That's a daily routine. You know what I mean? Because to me, God is, for sure first, for me. So, I mean, my routine would be, I wake up, I thank God. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gratitude.
But my end of all of every day is making sure, to me, what it sounds like you're saying is that my family is straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your family is your backbone, and at the end of the day,
that's what I live for.
makes you
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, that's
You know
what I live
makes
for.
you happy.
So when it comes to routine, and then this is crazy, yeah, that's not a routine.
Okay.
It's more of a core values of what I'm going through.
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, my only routine is trying to be consistent on what I commit to. I don't really have any other routine. I'm trying to develop other routines. I wish I can put out there into the world of different routines for you, but sometimes you got to learn the hard way and learn yourself.
Uh-huh.
And when you can say by routine, I don't really have the basic routine. Wake up, go to work, make sure my family good, bam, and I'm trying to progress to more, and I want a better routine. But my routine of where I'm at right now, I just stay consistent with my commitments. If I committed to it, I'm going to stay consistent with it. So yeah, that's my routine.
All right, cool. And at the end of the day, I feel like no matter how old you are, we're always getting better. We're always better in ourselves.
You have to.
So I mean, I feel like within the next couple of years, if I ask you that question, things might change.
It'll definitely change, because I plan on, and honestly, with this podcast, you even said it, with this podcast, has helped us out with is helping us grow as a person, because we're growing in a time of we're talking to ourselves, we're talking to other people, and we're like, oh shoot, do I do that?
Right.
Like we just talked about routine.
Right.
I'm learning now. Like I've tried to develop a routine and I haven't, but through this podcast, I can honestly say we have developed the routine.
Right.
I mean, but I need to put more in my arsenal. So yeah, definitely.
So I'm almost done.
Yeah, got you.
But definitely good answers. You know, you give me a lot of good answers, man.
I'm giving you the real. Give you me.
I appreciate it, man, because I think that's what the people need to hear. The people need to definitely hear your thoughts of certain things, you know what I mean, and where your head is and how you have gotten to where you are, you know, being able to drop the nuggets that you drop. Because you drop a lot of gems. I play back our stuff. You drop a lot of dope stuff. So I just feel like the people need to know that, I mean, you know, this guy right here.
Well, a lot of it were coming from, man, I had an OG, man. I had OGs behind me, man. I had my grandpa was like, always, everywhere I go, I always use a lot of stuff that my grandpa has always taught me. And he's always giving something. My grandpa got so many stories, and they're so, like, they instill value in you every time. And some of the stories you be like that, he said that like 5-6 times, but even as he says it, it just gets better and better. And I mean, as we go through this day and age with our kids now, it's hard to them to get those stories because they get so bored with they don't take in stuff like we take in. Like on a personal one-on-one standpoint, they don't take in the same. Like I can get you can hear your dad give you a conversation about his time in the military, and you'll take heed. You're like, oh shoot, yeah. And me the same.
Right.
Kids now, I hate to say it, I'm gonna say like the late 2000 babies. Not all of y'all. My kids sometimes take it in, but sometimes they're like that. And it could be me be drinking all the time. Like sometimes I would used to drink and I would go for just giving them lectures. And at that point, when you're doing it for so many years, they're probably like, Dad, are you done yet? Right. And I get that. I get that. So, yeah.
Right. So how do you feel about where you are now? Second season, 5th episode. How do you feel with with your progress, where you are right now in the state of the podcast?
Right now with the podcast, I'm very excited about it. I'm also, I want to say, now nervous is not the word, but anxious to see what's actually like, all right, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? But I feel good about it because we have been consistent and we have locked in. And from the first vision I got and said, hey, I need to put my best friend on this podcast with me. And from there on, I don't really get a lot of like subliminal messages that come through dreams and that actually makes sense what was going on in my life. And that did.
Right.
Grab your best friend. Y'all gonna speak some stuff. And it said sober up. Now, sober up meaning, look, the inspiration was from me sobering up, from not being drinking 10 to 15 shots a day, and really sobering up my mind on the aspect that my mind is a lot better than where it was, even though I was grinding through that.
Right.
And you wouldn't even never known, but it was still putting a blocker on my success.
Right.
But as far as where we're at in the podcast, man, I think we've done a lot and we stride a lot. We've been learning so much, man. I think it's so much potential and opportunity for us to grow that I'm happy about the state that we're at. Right. And we're able to just put stuff off of each other and say, hey man, you probably could have fell back on that last time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we're able to do that and able to grow from it and not be like, nah, man, I'm gonna do what I want.
Right.
Nah, we're able to look at each other and be like, you probably should have chilled out. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So, no, I think we're at a good place in the podcast. I think we still have a lot of room for opportunity, which that just makes me even more hungry. I want to eat.
Right.
So, no, I think we're in a good place with the podcast.
Yeah, and I can dig that. And to me, it's funny you would say, I want to eat, because, we had Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And, I did the cooking. So
you did the
cooked
cooking.
turkey. Yeah,
Okay.
I did my thing.
Oh, shit,
man.
okay.
Yeah. But with that being said, being as though I never cooked before,
Yeah,
to see like the process of like
absolutely.
you taking the neck bone and putting it in the water to make the
Greens and the greens and
this
stuff.
and,
Yeah,
it's just like, and I kind of look at that like life. I look at that like the Sober Up podcast. We still mixing the stuff that we need to really put into the stuff
100%.
to make it 100% good.
100%. We're still
so we can
learning in this
bake it.
process.
You know what I mean? And have something
Yeah,
dope for
that was a
for the
strong
people.
analogy, bro.
Yeah, but I thought about that. You know what I mean? That's why I thought it was important, for us to get some dialogue on you and, where you been at. You know what I mean? And to know that me and you both not perfect. You know what I mean?
Nah,
we
no
both
way.
have,
We not, man.
we both
We
have,
never claimed to be
we never
either.
claimed to be. So
We
I
try-
think
we
that
try to
that's
drop nuggets, though.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think that that's the best thing. The best thing is that you got two individuals, me and my brother here, and we giving y'all good dialect, but it comes from the heart. It comes from us messing up. It comes from us having those lessons, like my bull say. You know what I mean? But consistency
Facts.
is why we're here now on this.
It breeds success, man. I think
this
that's the
15th.
next thing we're gonna put on that, John.
You know what I mean? And I was going to ask you
Consistency
that
breeds
too.
success.
So the last question is, in the next 2 years, I give you 2 years. In the next 2 years, God willing, we see it. Where do you see the Sober Up podcast? Where do you see, like, what can you see for the Sober Up podcast 2 years?
2-year span right now, man. I had like a 5-10 year vision, but again, things get pivoted other ways. Different technologies come about, and I see it as the Sober Up Podcast Network, where we are actually branching into not different podcasts, but different scenarios. Not just sticking on to our bread and butter is this. For the next year, 2024, all you'll see is the Sober Up Podcast brand just getting bigger and bigger just by us just being consistent with it. But I see us also helping other categories out and branching into more of the clothing brand, branching into, I don't want to speak it out too soon yet because sometimes that happens and does happen, but I want to branch out to really educating a lot of these youngins on kind of developing their own mindset and getting right between that age of 16 and 22, 16 and 30. Just really having that right mind. My goal is to build a program that they can join, to have mentors that people can actually grab the mentor and develop themselves and stay. If you want to go to college, great. If you want to be a doctor, awesome. That's what you need to go to do. There's different things you have to go to college for. But if you want to pursue what you really dream about but don't know how to get there in that direction, I want to put a program in place in the next 2 to 3 years for the Sober Up podcast to really catapult that. I don't even know catapult's the word. Really pioneer. There you go. Pioneer that aspect of, I didn't know when I was 16. I didn't even know when I was 22 of where the hell am I going? You know what I mean? And how the hell am I going to get there? If I'm not going to college, how the hell am I get there? Because a lot of people don't go to college.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, in the next 2 to 3 years, I want to really put that on the map, on just broader than the network, but more on educating that 16 to 25 to 30.
And that's going to be like is that going to be like something that you do on the web? Is it going to be?
It's going to be a course created program, but not a course created. It's going to be a mentorship too that we develop. We're going to add other mentors on that really want to continue to help bless these kids and doing things. Is it going to have to? Is this something that's going to have to be paid for? Absolutely. You can't expect to not invest in your self-growth without paying anything.
Right.
Like, yes, it's going to be something like that. Definitely, but the stuff that we're going to put into the program,
It's going to be worth it.
it's going to be well worth it because there's a well worth of stuff that I wish I would have known in that age bracket that would have really helped me now.
Right.
I would have rather paid that then and a waste of tons of money on different businesses I tried to start or things I tried to venture into. So, yeah, the next 2 or 3 years would be that aspect of developing that course program and mentorship for a lot of the younger guys out here that really could use that course correcting
Right.
and where they're going in their career field, what they plan on doing business, but mentors out there. We talked about it on damn near every podcast.
Right.
That is definitely a plan. I plan to do it, the Sober Up Podcast.
Right. So that's I think that's good, man. I really like the vision. You said a lot with this.
Yeah, man, you asked some good questions though. Good questions.
Man, but I appreciate.
Sound like a journalist over there a little
man,
bit.
I
Yeah,
appreciate you being able to answer it off the cuff.
Yeah. And, this wasn't.
It wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. So
yeah, you didn't have that joint written down.
Yeah, it wasn't just.
Well, I know you had a couple questions written down, but I didn't know what the hell you
know what
asking.
I was going to ask.
Yeah,
you know
so,
what I mean?
all right.
And that's what we do with all of our
100%.
listeners. None of them know what we're going to ask. It's just, hey, we got you here, and this is some stuff that we have come together.
It's a fact.
And this is what we want to ask to help somebody maybe conquer what you have. You know what I mean? Antoine, you're young as far as with this whole podcast thing. So I think it's good for people to see that you've tried stuff before. You might not have got the best result, but
I learned from it though.
You've learned things to get you to where you are now.
And continue learning.
And I mean, continue learning. We learn every week, So
oh yeah.
I think this has been a good episode. I know it's been a good episode. It's Wednesday. Y'all get them last 2 days done.
Finish eating that turkey sandwich, that turkey soup. My turkey's all gone. We didn't even have that. We went over to my grandparents' house and but we had a good Thanksgiving. I want to be more family with this, but I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving.
Great episode.
Love you guys.
Love y'all, and hit that button, Twan.
Stay tuned, man.
Ball center, I'm a winner. I go the distance. They might hate, I know they smell me. I'm an incense, real aggressive. Every conversation intense. Always in possession. My delivery is intent. Always trying.